tell people we got to start this show. I'm not gonna sit here and laugh at everything about it because this is just
Yes, you
sickening,
are.
man. Those folks up there in Minneapolis, I don't know about them, boy. The police, the ICE folks, they just love to kill people up there. Less than a mile away from a black man being killed, they had to kill another person over there. Shot that lady in the face with a pistol. Man, Ted, I don't know, man. I'm just sitting there. Oh, for you folks out there, please subscribe to the show. Everything is looking good here.
Hey, drop some coffee cup money in there.
They're gonna have to put some coffee cup money around there somewhere. We're gonna get it. Uh, it's a kid. It's really actually a shame of the stuff when you have your president of the United States and stuff blaming this woman, calling her a terrorist. She ran over the Iceman. The Iceman is in trouble. He's in the hospital, recovered from the injury. He,
He
everybody,
pretend he got hurt.
everybody in the
He went to the
neighborhood got
hospital.
cameras, got their phones out, taking pictures, videos, and they got videos all over the place from every angle. They got videos, and that man walked. They saw that man walk away, quietly walk away, and they told the lady to get the hell out of the way, get her car out the way. So the lady moved
And
with
she
her
doing
car,
what
get
they
out the way.
said. She was moving.
She moving her car out the way. She's driving her car. They told her to get the hell out of there. Then the man went over there, grabbed her door. All this on video now, folks. He grabbed the door, and the lady pulls off. No, stop, stop! Don't do me. I'm trying. I guess you said stop. I'm trying to move, and he shot her.
I'll tell you, they're out of control here. They are out of control, and these Democrats have allowed a lot of these people to get out of control, and Republicans. And money corrupts, bro. Let me
Yep.
tell you, this book here, Bad Money. I got another book called Dark Money, and I'm telling you, I'm trying to figure out this. If we knew about Alex, that's funded by the Koch brothers and so many other organizations, how come Congress haven't talked about it and brought it up? You know, the one thing that really frustrates me is that I think they're using working class people, poor working class people, people that's working minimum wage, working two jobs, and the homeless, and they're using it as a political football. And when I say they, I'm talking about the Democrats. They're complicit too, because all the damn money, this man is talking about raising the damn Pentagon to $1.5 trillion. Now you know that at least a half a trillion dollars of that is going to be wasted, or it's going to be stolen some kind of way, misused, or somebody going to get some kind of kickback. $1.5 trillion. We got over 1 million homeless people in this country. We got 500,000 foster care children. We got over 2 million people in jail and prison. And we got over 1 million juveniles in juvie. And people making money off of these people. They're making money off of all of us. They're taking your tax dollars and just spending it. And just using it and misusing it. And the work and the middle so-called the people that think that they're middle class, making their little $60,000, $70,000, they think they're middle class, they got their little nice little modern home and a couple of cars, and they're in debt to, $400,000 or $500,000, and they think that they're middle class, and they doing, I'm doing fine, as long as I got my little job and use their credit cards and all that in debt, and the thing about it, and I'm just ratting a little bit. I'm just saying, and then every Sunday they go to church and step over the homeless and don't care about the youth. They done made money. They have commoditized youth sports. If you want to play in any kind of sports, you got to pay dollars now. They don't have community centers where kids can go and play and have fun. And, you want to join a basketball league, for your little kid that loves basketball, it's going to cost them about $500-$600 a year, if not more. That's not even counting transportation, and then you got an overnight trip or all of that, tournaments, volleyball, soccer. Now they got flag, that's real popular. So, and we ain't even talking about track and field, baseball. All of it is a moneymaker now. Everything is a moneymaker. They done commoditized every damn thing. So I'm just saying that, to me, when this kind of money is being made and spent and no improvements, and then when I say no improvements, that's not really right. It's not really accurate. Yeah, there are improvements. They're throwing damn apartment complexes all over the country. They're building housing development all over the country. That's an improvement. They're building, but they only do so many, which is not enough because they constantly allow different people to come into this country every year legally. Over 1 million people come into this country. And that's not even counting the people that they give work permits. So they got a game going so strong, and the machine is just clicking, clicking, clicking. And people making money, making money, making money, making money. And if you want to get into that game, you got to play the game. To be in the game, you got to play the game. So at any given time, you forget to cross your T's and dot your I's, your ass going to jail. Or if you ain't playing that game like they want you to play it, your ass going to jail. I'm just saying, because it's all in the book, bro. They tell you about it every day. These investigative journalists tell us everything what's going on. All you got to do is read it. Read it. We got a plethora of drugs running the street. People making billions of dollars. I dare say trillions of dollars on drugs around the world. But we just go on our merry way and just everything is just rosy daisy. But you know what? I'm telling you, man, it's because to me, and this is just me now, I don't know about nobody else, but to me, every human being is important. God put every person on this earth for a purpose. And they have destroyed millions and killing and destroyed millions and millions of lives. And you know, I like to say my hands is clean, but they're not. I like to say my hands is clean, and what I mean by that is that I should have, during my time out there, I should have did more. I wish I would have did more, could have did more. But I'm telling you, bro. But when these clowns, they get in their little back rooms and they get in their little meetings, meetings behind meetings, they figure out how can we make some money? How can we stiff the public? They don't say it straight out loud, but that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They pass these damn laws, and 1 minute, we talking about we gonna regulate this and we're gonna regulate that, and then say here comes somebody else deregulating all the shit. Clean water, clean air. Take all the poison out the food. Then next thing you know, they go right back and do the same thing they've been doing. I'm just trying to figure out, bro. The American people can't be that damn stupid. We ain't that damn stupid. A lot of us know. I'm talking about millions of us in this country. We ain't even talking about the world. In this country, no. There's a whole bunch of bullshit that's going on in this country. We just don't know how to collaborate or to collectively get rid of all this bullshit that they are allowing to happen. We are allowing to happen. These politicians, these corporations, and all that. There are some great, good corporations out there that's doing the right things. But there's a lot of them out there that's out there ripping the people off and playing politics so that they can make more money, buying these politicians off. And it's a lot of Democrats and Republicans are complicit with this shit. They want American people to be miserable. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be content. They don't want you to be nothing but always scared. Scared to go outside. Scared to do this. Scared to do that. Concerned. You might be brave enough to go and do everything you want to do, but hey, my head is swiveling because I don't know what's going to happen. American people, I'm telling you, man, we need to get our shit together. I'm talking about the people as a whole. We are a multi ethnic group of people in this country, whether you like it or not. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. But they got everybody eating each other up. And the worst people that's eating each other up is black people. Yeah, I said it. Every little thing a black person does, they got to put it all out in the street. And they got to put it on YouTube. And they got to talk about it and dog them. Every little damn thing. What somebody do in their sex life is their fucking business. If they using drugs, it's their damn business. If they mess around on their wife or their girlfriend or boyfriend, that's their damn business. But we gotta yappy. Sometimes I don't know what's wrong with y'all damn people, man. Y'all some stupid ass people. Instead of you worrying about what's going on with people and your community and real black people that's doing the right things and working every day, your ass sitting around here yapping about bullshit. What's wrong with y'all? I know it's click and giggles so that you can talk about people and people like to hear about all that gossip shit. I don't give a shit about what these people do in their life. I live the best clean. When I say clean, I'm talking about righteous life that I can. I ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. But everybody got their weaknesses, brother. But we sitting around here making money off of talking about each other and dogging each other. Instead of thinking about, hey, what can I do to use my platform to help my people? They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about people, these little boys getting shot down or getting in gangs and all that. There's a whole lot of people out there trying to do some good things. But like I say, it ain't enough. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. Okay, I'm off my rant.
I was wondering when you were going to get through with that. Get off that soapbox. I was wondering when that soapbox was going to finally deflate. All right, folks. Ted been on his soapbox. He's bitching and moaning, groaning about all this other crap going on. But some of that stuff that's going on out there, and we have to understand that, yes, there is a big mess going on in this country. But I'm like, I don't usually look at MAGA Mike Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House. You don't usually listen to his butt, but he said something today.
Oh,
Uh,
what do you say?
he said something today that woke me up, and it should wake up a whole lot of other people and stuff out there.
I gotta turn my fan on. Go ahead.
Yeah. He says they asked him a question about all this stuff going on about Venezuela and Greenland and all this other stuff. And he said that we need to stop listening to all of that rhetoric and stuff that everybody is talking about because most of that stuff and everything is not true. And we should not be getting excited because somebody opened their mouth and throwing out some whatever. They asked him about uh, Rubio and what he was talking about controlling Venezuela and being there. And they said and he said, "Well, uh, I think Rubio was just kidding. He was making a joke."
Secretary of State making a
The
joke.
Secretary
Okay.
of State, he said he making a joke when he told him that they were going to be running the country of Venezuela. Because, like I've been telling everybody else out there, these folks out there, they just run it off at the mouth, and the news media needs to stop this shit. Every time somebody opens their mouth, they play it like it's the goddamn gospel, and it's not. These people can't half that stuff they're talking about. They know damn well they can't do. We're finding out and stuff now that these people went over there, took this man from the president from Venezuela, stole his wife, broke one of her ribs, and they brought them to the United States. Unjustified. And they're using a law that is damn near 100 years old in which to pull this man out of this state and try to indict him here in the United States. They're not telling people and stuff what they did. They haven't showed anybody anything about what they trying to indict him and stuff for. Nothing. But he has a court date and stuff come March, and they're going to have to piss or get out the pot. And there's a lot of legal folks out there saying that this man might get off, and they might have to let him go back to his country. You have no legal right in this country to take that man out of Venezuela for a crime that they don't even know, that they can't even document. They can't. There is not a law out there for what they did. So I guess Trump has decided that that's what he was going to do. But he told Pam Bondi, find some justification for me to go over there and take that man out of there and bring him back to the United States. Pam Bondi ain't Bill Barr. She had no legal mind whatsoever. She has a pea brain, and most of all of her attorneys and stuff that were in the Department of Justice have left. And those that are still there probably don't even want to have anything to do with them.
Or they're just not that deep in the law.
They can't. They have no justification. They have no law and stuff to do it. She just said, "Well, we'll bring the case up when we have to do it." She hasn't told them exactly what the case is, why they went over there and got that man. The legal justification for getting him, almost like they did to Abrego Garcia. They took him out of there and they tried to figure out a way to keep his butt down there in El Salvador, and they couldn't do it. They had to get him out of there. They had an attorney that kept going to court and stuff for him, and he finally is walking free now in the United States. Now, he got beat up, he got raped, he got a whole bunch of other stuff happened to him, but he is sitting there now walking around his country and stuff and everything because they screwed up when they took that boy out of this country. And the same thing is getting ready to happen now with this man, Maduro. They're going to have to send that man back to Venezuela. He might be over here for a year or two fighting the case, but there is no law, no legal. They can't come up with a legal justification for doing it. And most of the legal experts say it. I don't, unless they decide that they're just going to keep the man here and avoid the federal court and the judges and all that other stuff and take it all the way to the Supreme Court where the Supreme Court might allow him to do what the hell he did. I don't know. But really, actually, right now, there's no legal justification. And I'm pretty sure some judges and stuff are going to turn around and say, y'all got to let this man go. But they're going to try to hold him. I'm pretty sure they're going to violate the law or whatever they got to do because they can't look like they don't know what the hell they're doing or they did something wrong. So the same thing going to probably happen here with Venezuela and that oil. There's going to be such an outcry, Ted, even from some of the Republicans and stuff about us having to go down there and spend money to get that oil out of the ground. They said conservatively they're looking at anywhere between $50 to $100 billion to
Oh, it's
fix
way
them
more
oil
than that.
fields up, to fix the oil fields up, so they can be able to get the oil out of the ground like they need to, so they can earn some money. And then when they do it, Trump can't he, he can't even figure out how to keep this country running. How the hell is he going to be able to go down there to another country and figure out how to run it? There is he. The man is ignorant. He is not a businessman. He done bankrupt everything he done took. Now he done bankrupt the United States. So I guess he's going to go down there and try to bankrupt Venezuela. But most people are afraid of him and everything, and they don't say anything because he got his cheerleaders there in the Congress, and they steady trying to tell people, yeah, Trump did it right. He went down there. He got that man. When the dust settles, we're going to find out that that man did the wrong thing. And the only thing that he has in his favor is the military. And that is the reason why, Ted, that you spoke about the fact that he wants to raise it and get the military another $500 billion added to their budget. And we all know that they, in the last, 7, 8 years, have never passed an audit. They don't know where had that money going to, how it's being spent, or anything. But like you just said, we got all this other stuff going on. So how are you going to justify giving the military another $500 billion, and you done just took $10 billion away from our children? They can't even get child care. He done took $10 billion away from child care because he said there was some corruption going on in Minnesota. Now, some of their legislative people were sitting before Congress, had a committee before Congress to find out about this corruption that was going on there in Minnesota when this woman got shot. So I guess part of that stuff that they're going to be going through, if they still at a bar, they're going to be asking them about why these ICE people and stuff is in these Republicans, why these ICE folks and stuff is there, and what they plan on doing about it. How in the hell, like we saying, Ted, that they can justify taking money from our children for daycare, children in another state who didn't have anything to do with the corruption, supposed corruption there in Minneapolis. So it might be justifiable and stuff to say, okay, we're gonna stop Minnesota's money, but to ask to take the money away from California, from New York, and those other states that they're talking about taking the money away from for child care is just asinine. These children in Colorado, these children in New York, these children in California didn't have anything to do with that mess in Minnesota. Why are you going to sit down there and hurt them? Doesn't make any sense to it. This administration does stupid shit, and they
It
try to
ain't stupid.
justify it.
Hey, what they doing is what they doing, bro. This ain't
But
no
it's
stupid
stupid.
shit.
It's stupid. It is
Well,
stupid.
when I say it ain't stupid, what I mean is, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. This shit is all
But
on purpose. Look, you know what they just did? They just charged California $160 million because they had 17,000. They supposed to revoked 17,000 licenses because they're documented people that were driving, going back and forth to work, doing what they do. They're undocumented, but they got driver's license. The federal government charged California $160 million.
but you still have a problem and stuff with that. I'm pretty sure that California ain't giving a shit right now about that $160 million when they done took out more than that. They done took over $1 billion away from their pocket for their children. But the fact is and stuff and everything that they lump all those other states and stuff in there, even though they blue states, you lump them all into a conspiracy. So by the time you get to court, you have added these people to a conspiracy. So what is the judge going to do? He's going to tell them, if you cannot prove your case against all these other states, then you're going to have to give them all their money back. So what have they allowed to happen? They've allowed those crooks who defrauded them in Minnesota to get away scot-free. They're going to walk away with that money in their pocket. You done blew your
Well,
case.
that's above my pay grade. I have no idea what they're gonna do or what has to happen.
They blew their case because they're going to get that. Those other states are going to get that money, and they're going to have to give them that money back. All of those states, because they're going to all lump them. He's he has lumped them all together into one lawsuit. And Letitia James is sitting over there in New York as the Attorney General, and she done got with all the rest of them and stuff. So, well, we get ready to go to court again and whoop their butts because they have no idea what the hell they're doing, and they're going to give that money back. They have not one case that Letitia James had put her name on. Girlfriend, don't play with them people. She knows exactly what the hell she's doing, and I know the rest of those other states and stuff and everything. They're coming right over there to her, and they're putting their heads together. They're gonna file a lawsuit, and they're gonna give them that money back, all of them, Minnesota included. Now, if they had to file a case against Minnesota, they might have been able to stop that mess and everything and get some of that money back because they defrauded a federal agency. But by lumping them all together, covered up a conspiracy. It's stupid. That's what I'm saying. They are stupid. That's some stupid shit. Now, Ted, we all know, and they've already said it, that they have been working on trying to take this man out of Venezuela. Okay? What has Pam Bondi done while these military people are sitting out there? You knew she knew about it. She should have had her act together at least 2 or 3 months ago, as soon as they decided to do what they were going to do. But she didn't.
She too busy deducting.
She's too busy trying to save her butt because she got all the other crap going on. She's too busy sitting over there trying to indict Letitia James. Oh, she's too busy over there trying to indict your boy in California, the senator in California for mortgage fraud. Something that they ain't even done. They can't even. She couldn't even get it past the grand jury 3 times. You, everybody tell you that the grand jury will indict anything. She couldn't even get it past the grand jury. She tried 3 times to get her, couldn't do it. We ain't indicting her. Now I know damn well if Bill Barr was back there sitting there as the Attorney General, he'd indicted every last one of them and got through with their damn shit. But he'd have done something better than that. I told Trump, let's leave this alone. Let's find something else to indict these people about. So what makes you think that they're going to be able to indict this man and they done just stole out of this country? She might not. I'm sorry. I should be laughing about it because that's our Department of Justice. She did. Oh, and did you see our Health and Human Services, Mr. R. Kennedy, stand up there? I I couldn't even understand what the fuck he was talking about. he, he, he the head. Oh, we need some prayers here. You're gonna have to put some. You're gonna have to say a few prayer words for us, cause our health department is in trouble. We in trouble. Yeah. And all the people behind them was standing up there shaking their head. Yeah. And I have no idea what the hell he was talking about. I don't think he did either. So I'm pretty sure that the guy who was on the other side of him doing sign languages and stuff, maybe the deaf mute people heard him what he was saying, but I know damn well I didn't. And a whole lot of other people didn't either. Oh my goodness. Oh, man, we in trouble, Ted.
Well, the stuff that this man is doing, when we say pennies, nickels, and dimes, to them, this is penny, nickels, and dimes, but, he have cut out so many programs that was helping people, using tax dollar money. We were using tax dollar money to help the firefighters who have get all kind of problems because they inhale smoke. So they had a special program for that. He cut that shit. Took the money away from them. And I can go on. It's about 3 or 4 other things. A whole bunch of stuff that he just taking money out so that he can use it however he want to. And these senators and Congress people are allowing him to do it.
Now, there was a ship that left Venezuela full of oil. And the ship had a flag on there from the USSR. And they didn't know what to do with the damn ship, Ted. They've been following that ship around the ocean and shit for goddamn 14 days. Then they finally stopped the ship and boarded it and said, we're going to do something about it. Guess what Russia did? They done sent them one of their military naval vessels over there to get them motherfuckers off of their goddamn boat. Guess what they're going to do with it? They're going to let it go. They sent a military vessel to get them people off of their ship. It belongs to Russia, and it's got their oil in it.
From Venezuela.
From Venezuela.
Because it's really a Venezuela. It might be a Russian boat.
It's a Russian boat. And the oil in there belongs to somebody, and evidently it might belong to Russia because it's in a Russian ship. They flying the flag over it, and I believe
it's probably India, because India is the only one that know how to convert that damn hard ass crude oil. So it's probably India.
It could be. They could be sending it to India, but it has a Russian flag on it.
Yeah, it's a Russian tanker.
Russian flag on it. And it must have been something wrong because they followed that goddamn boat for 14 days and didn't do nothing to it. And all of a sudden they said, well, we got to stop this son gun and board it. And they did. And now Russia said, we coming to get our ship. And they sent in their daggone naval ship over there to get it. To get it back.
Here's the thing though, is, and I'm not trying to be crude about this, but that's white people shit.
Yes, who?
White people shit.
Oh, white people shit.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is that these corporate giants and these Russian people, Chinese people, they all trying to get that oil from Venezuela because they know that it's one of the highest percentage-wise got, oil available. And so they're trying to snatch that oil out there because they can get it very cheap. But the only thing is, it costs a lot to convert it over. However, they still can make a lot of money off of it.
Oh, absolutely.
And the thing is that when you look at it, and this is far beyond my pay grade. but you can speculate, you can look at things, and you can think about how, since we've been over there since the 1940s, 1950s, and, dealing with Venezuela as far as oil goes. But in the last 20, 30 years, 40 years, 20, 30 years, it's been really heated. And these corporations, executives and what have you, a lot of people that we don't even know about has died, been murdered. There's been fights over this oil, and these major corporations have to hire all kind of mercenary, security and what have you, to get that oil out of that ground and then move it. You got major corporations over there doing that, and but when they had that big takeover, a lot of these corporations got their people out of there, and they tell us, we don't know how true it is, but they say 8 million people fled that country, and a couple of million came here. So they went all over the world. A lot of these Venezuelans got the hell out of there. So the thing is, that country has been taken over by drug lords, and this is what they're doing. So they are out of control. That whole country is out of control. They are, and they was trying to hook up with, in my opinion, they was trying to hook up with Cuba, and then they was also making a deal with Russia and China. And they say that they wanted to be in on the BRICS situation. That's why he met with these Chinese people. So we don't know all the inside track. We know what's going on, basically, as far as generalities, but the details is the details. And we don't know all the details, and we don't know exactly what's going on. But one thing we do know, and we got to say, 47, he going to tell you exactly what he going to do. He already said it. Now, will he do it? I don't know. Is he going to try to take that country? I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Will he get stopped? I don't know.
Yep.
But
You
the bottom
just
line is
talking.
these major corporations got a lot of money. They got a lot of money. And they got billions to give away. And these politicians got their hands out.
They do.
They got their hands out. And they say, okay, well, we might have to sacrifice a couple of hundred soldiers, or, and maybe hire some mercenaries or whatever, and, in order to get control of that oil. So we don't know what all the little small details are, but there's some shit going on. I'm gonna tell you, it's a whole lot of stuff that's going on that people, above our pay grade. We ain't in the room. We ain't on the phone. We ain't doing nothing. All we doing is speculating. But what I'm saying is that when the money talks, and those people are willing to have their hands out so that they can get that money. Trump
Well,
done already said, give me $1 billion and I'll make sure you get everything you want.
yeah, he can't give them all the things they want. There's too much stuff involved in that. By the time that stuff gets all the conservative engineers, chemical engineers, and folks and stuff who dealing with oil and stuff, they've been down there in that country, and they know what kind of equipment that they have down there. But for him or anybody, even just the country of Venezuela, they're going to have to get somebody to come down there and invest a huge amount of money to get that oil out of the ground where it's going to become profitable. And it's going to take them, and they said conservatively, at least a year or two. And by that time, Trump might not even be in power and stuff then. He might be impeached because he had already said after the midterms that Democrats get over in the House and stuff, they're going to start impeachment proceedings on him. They're going to start all kinds of stuff against him. So,
Well, they're stupid if they do.
yeah, well, the oil is not worth it. Most people are going to tell you, the oil is not worth it because just like you just said, it's even if you get it out of the ground to refine that stuff and everything is very expensive. Even if you get it out of the ground, you're going to have to take it to a refining place and they're going to have to convert all of their equipment over so they can refine this oil. Even if you get it out of the ground. So you're looking at least 10, 11 years of stuff before that oil even become where you can start making money off of it. And I don't think anybody's going to spend that kind of money and stuff and everything, or they're going to invest that kind of time in doing it. That's probably why the oil just been sitting there and nobody has been doing anything about it because they just didn't want to come down there and spend their money. And
Well,
the only people who actually came down there and did anything about it is China and Russia. And they just did it because guess what? They wanted to have a footprint in South America.
there you go.
That's all they wanted, a footprint in South America. Because they didn't give a crap about that oil. They got enough oil coming from Russia and Iran.
There you go.
So they just wanted to come down there and mess with Trump.
Well, and then Trump, one thing you got to say about it, one thing you got to say, he called their bluff.
Call it, yeah. Well, he did. He called a bluff, but there you go. It's going to cost them all kinds of stuff. It's going to Trump going to be sitting around there trying to deal with this crap and stuff for a long time. And guess what? His little pea brain is going to be on that stuff for about 10 daggone seconds. By the end of this month, he's going to be to forget about that daggone place
And moved
down
on to
there.
something else.
That's it. That's it. You ain't going to forget all about it. Ain't nobody dealing with it. He on something else. That's all it is.
That's the reason why he told. That's the reason why he told. He said, "Well, the people behind me are gonna be dealing with it because he don't do shit.
He ain't going to do nothing.
You know,
And Rubio ain't gonna do nothing with it. Once Trump loses interest, Rubio gonna lose interest because eventually they're gonna do just like they've been doing. He's gonna go on the news programs and what about Venezuela? Well, don't worry about it. We got plans.
I'm gonna say this and
just
I'm gonna say it again. Rubio is after Cuba.
well, he unless he can get Trump to do something and everything, it ain't gonna happen.
So that's why he's doing everything he can to suck up to Trump.
Well, we're gonna find out in a couple more weeks and stuff how this daggone Venezuela stuff gonna pan out. Especially if they find out that Pam Bondi cannot convict that guy. That is gonna be a major embarrassment for Trump. A major embarrassment if she cannot convict that guy. Everything he's done will be for naught. And I'll tell you what, if she does not get him convicted or do something about that man and everything, I think Trump gonna probably find him another attorney general. Because he done asked her to do a whole bunch of stuff and she hadn't done it. He had told her, I want the old boy over there to be indicted in California, and I want you to indict Letitia James. She ain't done it. He done got away.
You're right.
And
She's losing.
he's losing. And look at Smith. What's his name? The first name, Mr. Smith. Used to be
Assemblyman in
the special
California.
counselor. Special counselor. He done drug him down there and stuff and everything, and they trying to hide him now. They don't want him to say anything.
Oh, you talking about Jack Smith?
Jack Smith.
Oh, his
About
whole testimony is online, bro.
not everything. Not
8
everything.
hours. 8 hours.
But not everything is online. You still got a part two that girlfriend down there in your state is holding on to. that which is the coup de grace. It go cut his throat. He still got some more stuff hanging back that he hasn't said anything about because the Department of Justice threatened him before he came on to do that testimony. Even though what he just said is damaging, he got some more stuff sitting there waiting on him. Anyway, my brother, we about at the end here, so what's your final word here today?
But my final word is what I was talking about earlier. And I don't
Bring it
think I
down.
can.
Bring it down to a
I
one
can't.
paragraph.
I can't express it any further. But like I said, my concern is these foster care people, homeless people, people that don't. They're being jacked up with this insurance. You got these. That's gonna always be my pet peeve. These people. Have jacked up the manufacturing and and all of that. They have allowed all this shit to happen, and these people can't find adequate housing and homes and all that stuff and food. So our Congress got to do better, man. They have allowed 50 million people to come into this country in the last 50 years. And that's not even counting the undocumented. That's another 100 million.
We are a nation of immigrants.
You keep saying that.
We are a nation of immigrants. I have to say this and stuff in all honesty and whatever. Those immigrants, those illegal immigrants and stuff, it's maybe I shouldn't say this because I'm exploit out. So somebody would be looking at this and saying, "Well, you trying to exploit them people," but they are paying into our system, and they can't get anything out of it. They can't get any Social Security. They can't get no Medicare. They can't get no food stamps. Nothing other than coming over here working and taking their little money that they get because they're being exploited every day. You think that we are exploiting them. Their own people are exploiting them. All those illegal folks because they cannot come out from under the shadows. So my point and stuff is leave them alone. They're not using any of our resources other than going to the hospital. And we already being overcharged for all of that. Okay.
You done?
Okay. Hey, they're putting money to it in our coffer. They're putting money there that we can spend. They're putting money into Social Security. They're putting money into Medicare coming out of their check. They're paying into our system. They're paying in for our water. They put the water lines on the ground. They're paying for our they're
And they're
paying
costing us a lot of money.
they're even paying for the ICE agents who are coming after them.
And they're costing us a lot of money.
That's
They're
all I got to
giving,
say,
they're
folks.
making, they're working, they're doing their job. They are supporting the country as far as doing essential services. A lot of them are.
Yep.
They're having kids here, and they're costing us a lot of money. They have messed up our school system. I mean, I'm just being real about it.
Well, I
When I
don't know
say
if
our
they.
school system, I'm talking about the black school system because they didn't put them in white people's neighborhoods. They put them in black people's neighborhoods.
Well, that's our fault. because the white folks ain't allowed them in their schools. That's our fault.
Where
That's
they
our
gonna
fault.
go, Ed? Where they gonna go?
They can have their own school just like the white folks got. They got their church schools and their other schools. They got them. They can create their own schools.
It's called public schools, Ed.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, they doing the same. The white folks doing the same thing now. They sending their kids to private schools, and we paying for it. They are taking money out of the state coffers to pay
It
for these
costs
kids going to
money, Ed.
private schools.
It still costs them white folks money.
And
They
so
ain't getting it
what?
for free.
So what? They taking money from the public schools and putting it at your private school. Same thing. They doing it right now. That's our
Okay,
fault.
well, that's
That's
another
our fault.
conversation. That's
That's
another
our fault.
conversation.
That's our fault. We shouldn't be doing that. If we stood up and do like we've been talking about doing, get off of their butts, go down there and get on them damn school boards and everything, they can stop that crap. Talk to you guys later.